Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the BTCC support race series on Project Cars 2. This is round 7, the final round of the season, and it is at Brands Hatch GP. First race is in the Ginetta Juniors, and let's take you through the grid then. So on pole position we have Blakeney on pole position with Johnny Adams alongside. He makes his return to the championship. Neil Farmack in third. Pash DC, a newcomer to the championship, welcome to him, in 4th place. Bidzster in 5th. Video in 6th. Keith 7th. Stevie 8th. VMX Rider back again for some more action. And then we've got NRP at the back of the grid. So let's get on with the race then. Here we go. Final race in the Ginetta Juniors of the season. And we're off. And it looks like Bidzster got a good start in the blue car on the right hand side. And then up towards the first corner, Johnny Adams folding into 2nd place. So look at the mid-pack as we go into Paddock Hill Bend. As we go into Paddock Hill Bend, Bidzster on the outside trying to put pressure on Pash, who runs wide himself. Video goes up the inside. And then in towards Druids, we've got Blakeney, Johnny Adams, Neil trying to go around the outside of him, Bidzster going wide in the background. We've got Neil trying to go around the outside of Johnny Adam. Bit of chaos further back. Down the hill, Neil's on the inside of Johnny Adam, down into Graham Hill Bend. And is he going to get the position? Yes, he is. Johnny Adam. Oh, Johnny Adam just has a bit of a tank slapper, comes back across in front of Stevie and Pash, and then up into McLaren. And videos up the inside of Pash, and Stevie's having a little look as well into the GP section of track then. Blakeney, Neil, Johnny Adam, video, Stevie, Pash. All close together, down the drop, down towards Hawthorne. Fast right-hander here. Couple of cars side by side further back. Bidzster's making his way up the inside of NRP, and he does so. Bidzster through on the inside, and now having a look at Keith. Video's having a look at someone else. He's having a look at Johnny Adam up the inside into Westfield. Johnny Adam goes wide onto the gravel. Johnny Adam goes off, and he's spun. He's spun in front of the pack, and all Bidzster and NRP. Good avoidance there, but just went onto the gravel, lost control, spun the car, and Bidzster and NRP will have different colour underwear after that. But Neil Farmack now in the lead. Neil takes the lead from Blakeney, and Blakeney goes back down the order. Then Stevie goes through, I think, as well. Pash not far behind, so Stevie into 2nd. Blakeney slowing down, probably with a penalty. Pash up the inside into clearways. Pash up the inside, gets through into clearways. Good opening lap here by everyone. As we go into the straight, Neil, Stevie. Oh, NRP's off! NRP's off in dramatic fashion. I don't know whether he got squeezed or anything, or whether it was his own mistake, but wow, talk about epic. As video then is having a nice little battle with Blakeney and Pash. Neil's off! Neil's off from the lead! Neil's off from the lead, he's in the barrier at Paddock, and VMX is off in the background as well. It's all happening here as Blakeney and Pash go side by side down Graham Hill Bend. Blakeney's in the red and black car, Pash just behind him. Blakeney gets 2nd place but runs wide. This could be Pash's opportunity to come back. Pash with a good run on the inside. Video right behind Blakeney now. Into McLaren, and round we go. Video's on the inside. Blakeney comes across, and there's contact. Blakeney spun the middle of the pack, and Keith and Bidzster have nowhere to go. Bang, 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 have that. Oh, massive crash there. Video and Blakeney making contact with each other. I think that was a bit of both. Blakeney was coming across. Video was going into the corner a bit fast as well, and it just happened that quick. Amazing stuff here. But Stevie and Pash have got away with that. NRP, then we've got Bidzster behind Keith. All happening there. We'll get some replays on that action for you now. Okay, before we go to that, let's take it back to lap 1. And here's a replay on board with Bidzster to look at Johnny Adams' spin. Johnny Adams spins ahead. Now watch this. Keith and Bidzster get the surprise of a lifetime. Keith goes one way, Bidzster goes the other. Absolutely scary stuff there. And a change of underwear for all drivers involved. Okay, just before we look at the Blakeney and video incident, here's a look at Neil Farmack into the first corner. What happened to him? He went wide, clips the gravel, and fatally goes off, and bang! Thank God there's no damage on, because that would have been an absolute write-off. Okay, here's a replay of the Blakeney and video incident. So we're just going to go into the corner and slow it down so I can keep up with things. So, video's in the blue car. Pash on the inside in the red and black car goes into the corner. He goes wide, so Blakeney can see him coming there. Video goes to the inside, because you can see 2 cars running wide. Blakeney then comes into the corner. He has to try and avoid Pash, because Pash goes a bit slower into the corner. They both move towards each other. There's contact made. Keith ends up absolutely pooing himself. So does NRP, who goes to the inside, and then Bidzster just about avoids his teammate, goes to the outside, bit of contact, and then they all get going. But that was a very dramatic incident. So as we come back from that then, Neil Farmack, after losing it at Paddy Kilben, he's back up behind Blakeney now, going for the inside into Westfield, on the inside on the curb. Oh, he's lost it! He's lost control and Blakeney hits him, but nothing that Blakeney could do there to avoid Neil. Neil just lost it on the curb and then spins around. But Neil Farmack then back down to 9th place. Not a good race in the last race in the Genetta Juniors for Neil Farmack here. Bidzster and Keith have passed NRP. NRP must have had a penalty of some sort because he just moved to one side there. So NRP with a penalty for track limits probably, which is quite the common thing this season. And Keith and Bidzster go through into 3rd and 4th places. Stevie, meanwhile, out front, 4 seconds ahead down the road, keeping out of trouble. And away he goes. Pash is in 2nd place, a good 2nd place for the newcomer Pash. There's a fellow marshal at Donington, so good to see him on with us here. Keith in 3rd with Bidzster pressing behind him. Bidzster going for the inside. Bidzster going for the inside into Druids and takes the place. Further back we've got Blakeney and Video having a nice battle here. Blakeney getting past Video there, and Blakeney into 7th place around Druids. VMX Rider, the next one on track. The Aussie. I got it right this time. I said Aussie / Kiwi last time because I wasn't quite sure, but at least I got the region right. But VMX Rider, a Australian racer with us, hopefully he'll add some Aussie flair to the group, which would be really good to see. Video and Blakeney still close behind each other. Neil looking to try and get past people and stay there this time because Neil's not had the best look in this, and Johnny Adams gone right to the back. So Johnny Adams had a few mistakes himself as well. So Johnny Adams, he likes Brands Hatch. He joined us for Brands Hatch India at the start of this championship. We've not seen him since, and now he's back at the GP circuit. So clearly loves Brands Hatch. As we go into Westfield, Video having a look at Blakeney, just having a little sneak, but no way through. Blakeney holds the line and holds his nerve. Down towards Sheen we go. Dingledell, Sheen, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it the old Dingledell. What a name. Into Dingledell round the corner. Neil a little bit on the curb there. Oh, he's gone wide as well. Neil getting rather ragged in the background there. And Video actually gets a good run out of Surtees there. Or Sterling, sorry, out of Sterling's. Get it right. As we go into Clearways. VMX Rider, VMX, Blake, Video, Neil, all really close to each other here down the straight. A few cars further ahead and not quite as close as we need them to be to focus on a battle. So Video going for the inside then. Oh, Blakeney into Paddy Kilben. Blakeney leaves you. Oh, VMX Rider goes really wide. He goes that wide, you could get a boat in there. But Blakeney goes up the inside, VMX going out wide. He did say he wasn't going to get involved in any championship battles, he just wants to race and get experience. But he leaves a door that's wider than a boat, and Neil goes through as well. Oh, he's lost it! VMX hits the curb, and it takes Video with him. Cars trying to mount each other. Come on, boys, PG. But VMX just made his own mistake there, and Video unlucky there to be involved in that. But that was not Video's fault. VMX just made his own mistake, and Video wrong place, wrong time. Racing incident. Nothing we can do about that, I'm afraid. Blakeney's past. Blakeney's still in front of Neil. Neil pressing him hard here. Neil pressing hard here for this place off Blakeney side by side. I should point out that Bidzster's just done a 147.9 up front. He's really closing on Stevie, who's in the 150s. As we go into Hawthorne, Blakeney holds on to the position. Neil Farmack will look into Westfield, but Neil goes to the outside. Blakeney's on the inside. And Neil just says, "Eat that, sunshine!" right round the outside, and says, "As that" to Blakeney. So Blakeney absolutely schooled there around Westfield, and Neil with probably one of the moves of the race so far. So good job for Neil. Oh, keeps slowing down. He must have got a major track limit penalty or something, or he's had a spin. But Keith, lets his teammate go. He's not letting Blakeney go very easily though. But Blakeney finds a way through and has to mow a bit of lawn to do it, but finds a way through nevertheless. Meanwhile, further up front, we've got NRP on a charge, trying to catch Pash, who was just on a 52 last time. So a little error from Pash that last time round. As we go into Paddy Kilben, NRP closing on Pash here in towards Druids. Pash defends the inside, no way Jose. Pash has got really good racecraft. Obviously, as a fellow marshal, he will do. He'll know motorsport like the back of his hand. Down towards Graham Hill Bend, just defends the inside, leaves enough room for another car. That's what Mr. McMullen wasn't doing. You've got to leave room for another car, and that's what Pash does. See, this is Pash's first ever race with us, and he's schooling us all how to do it already. But NRP up the inside into McLaren, and just keeps the car on the inside. Beautiful pass there from NRP, and Pash trying to come back, but again, these Ginetta Juniors, once you lose the momentum, you've had it. You've got to keep the momentum of the car up. You lose speed, you lift off just a fraction out of a corner, and you can guarantee you're going to lose a tenth or two down the next straight. So NRP then up into third place, good for him. Bidzster on a charge, he's trying to catch Stevie up, who's in the lead. 4 seconds is the gap, 4.5 seconds. So we've got a few laps to go still, so Stevie's got to keep pressing, because Bidzster's catching him roughly by a second a lap, so he's got to really try and pull something out of the bag here. Keith, he's going further backwards here. He's just made a little mistake there. He might have a slowdown for that, but Keith not having a good time in these cars. Unfortunately, Keith is leaving the Project Cars 2 championships after this. He'll not be racing on the Thursday nights on Project Cars anymore after this, and I think that's why, because he's got a track limit penalty, and Blakeney goes through because he's got one as well. So the track limit penalty is catching people out there. But unfortunately, Keith deciding to leave us, just not enjoying Project Cars as much as he thought he would. He made his return, but he's just not as happy with the game. And it's just fair enough. It's each to their own, and we respect the decision. But you will still see Keith fighting for glory on GT Sport on the Tuesday night races. So you'll still see that. So you've not seen the last of Keith, but just in Project Cars, he's bidding farewell to the championships for now. You never know, he might make a comeback if he changes his mind, but it's been nice to race with Keith. It's been an honour and a privilege, and we will see you in GT Sport, Keith. But he's still doing well for now, in 7th place. Can't knock it, good performance. Been caught up in a few incidents in this race, but he's doing well. Bidzster is, Stevie's matching Bidzster's lap times now. 49.6 for Stevie, 49.4 for Bidzster. So Bidzster's still catching him, but slower rate of knots now. Stevie just doing what he needs to do to pull out a bit of a gap. And there goes Stevie, and there goes... Let's watch him through this corner. So through Westfield, Stevie goes through. Nice clean line there. And Bidzster going through the same corner. A bit more aggressive, a lot more curve. Bidzster pushing hard here. Blakeney and Keith, a bit more of a gap between them now. VMX and Video, they're closing up on track as well. Video closing up on VMX after the incident earlier, which actually Video did actually get in front, so Video must have gone off again, and VMX closing up. So a much cleaner event at this time from Video, because last time out at Silverstone he was a bit reckless in places, but good to see that he's back fighting fair and clean in this one. And into Westfield we go. VMX a bit wide into the corner there, just misses the apex, and that's all you need in these cars for Video to close up. Into Dingledale. You can see visually there, Video taking a faster line through the corner. Will he look up the inside into Sterling's? No, he's not going to go through there. VMX with a lot of curb on the inside there, that could lose him speed, and also could be a slowdown penalty. Video goes to the inside, in towards Clearways then. Video to the inside, VMX to the outside, and Video takes the place from VMX. And up over the line we go. Video into 8th place, VMX down to 9th. But look up front, Bidzster's now 2 seconds behind Stevie with 2 laps to go. So this is going to be a very close finish if he can keep up the current pace. But Stevie's been caught here, 150.1 and a 148 dead for Bidzster. 2 seconds faster, so that means that by the next lap they should be right on the back bumper of each other if it does keep this way, if Bidzster can keep scraping down that gap. But Stevie's no pushover. Bidzster's flashing his lights now, playing those psychological mind games as well, but Stevie's having none of it. Down the hill we go with Stevie into Dingledale. Let's take a look at the line difference here. Stevie, and then, we can't because the camera goes funny, I do apologise, but into Sterling's, into the corner, nicely through there for Stevie, and Bidzster then, well, although we can see his trees, as we go into Clearways. The gap coming down, Bidzster being a slight little toe now as well, which will start to help him. Slides his way through Clearways, and onto the straight. So we'll catch that back up in a little bit. Pash and Neil though. Neil's making a good comeback here. He's behind Pash. There's a battle for third place is on as well. So Pash could be looking for... sorry, the battle for fourth place, sorry, because NRP's in third. The battle for fourth place is on. So could Pash keep up the traditional thing of when new people join, they get a top 5 finish? It's usually a thing with LPB racing that happens. But Pash defends the inside. Neil has got to go around the long way. Could go for a cut back here. But I think Pash will be on it if he can. He'll try and defend the inside if he can. But Neil's already got a good run. He's going up the inside of him. Neil's up the inside of Pash into Druids. And in we go. Pash tries to go back to the inside. But Neil Farmer with a nice clean move up the inside there. And through he goes. Bidzster lights ablaze now. Behind Stevie 7/10. It's going to be a hard ask of Bidzster here. Because he's not really as close as he needs to be to mount a challenge. If he does get close enough, he'll only have a couple of corners to do it, but he's got to try something here. Into Hawthorne for the last time, both with fast lines into there. Bidzster using a lot of the curb on the inside, pushing as hard as he knows how. And so Stevie as well. He does not want to let Bidzster get within an inch of him. Perfect apexes there from both drivers. Down the hill towards Sheen. We're going to stick with this battle for the rest of the lap now. Into Dingledale over the curb. Bidzster sliding the car into the corner. Real commitment there from Bidzster. Risky stuff, but he is champion already, so he can you know, push as hard as he wants. Stevie's got to be careful here. That could have been a track limit penalty, but I don't think it is going to be. As we go to the line, Stevie defends the inside into clearways. Finally caught up with one corner to go. Stevie on the inside. Bidzster trying to carry all the speed around the outside that he possibly can. Side by side down the straight. Stevie going wide and giving him a squeeze. Stevie giving him a squeeze. It's all fair and good. And as it crossed the line, it's just going to be Stevie. Stevie gets it by a couple of thousandths of a second. Wow, what a victory there for Stevie. Closest finish ever in LPB racing. Wow, NRP's going to be a fantastic third. And meanwhile in the background, Pash has passed back Neil. Pash and Neil have passed each other again, and Pash takes fourth place in his first race with LPB racing. Well done to Pash. Neil in fifth. We'll get a replay of that finish for you now. Okay, here's a replay about Pash got past Neil, and it wasn't as good as we thought, because they come out of this corner and Neil has got a slowdown penalty from before and has to slow down and let Pash go. So Pash got the gift of the place and then got fourth in the end. As we come back from that, Keith and Blakeney come up to the line. Keith in sixth place, not a bad finish for him. Blakeney goes back to seventh, obviously probably with a track limit penalty or a mistake of some sort. Blakeney crossed the line there in seventh, and Video is going to be there in eighth place. Well done to Video. And VMX will be in ninth, and Johnny Adam will finish in 10th place. So just before we go to the results, let's get a replay of the finish between Bidzster and Stevie, because that was close. Okay, and here's another look of the finish between Bidzster and Stevie. On board with Bidzster then, so we're going round the outside. The only hope we've got, because Stevie's defending in the inside. Down the straight we go. Stevie moves across just to give us a little bit of a squeeze. We've got plenty of room. Down towards the line. Bickners goes slightly a long way around. But that's your finish there. Stevie just gets it from Bidzster on the line there. Fantastic finish. As we come back from that, we'll go now to the points. Okay guys, here's the results from that then. So Stevie just about takes the win by a few thousandths of a second from Bidzster. One of the closest finishes we've ever had. And it's NRP in third. Fourth is Pash, good first race for him. Fifth is Neil Farmack. Sixth is Keith. Blakeney in seventh. Video in eighth. VMX Rider in ninth. And 10th is the returning Johnny Adam. So as we come back from that then, there is your winner, Stevie. There he is, in the white car there. Stevie is the winner. Well done to him. Very close finish with Bidzster, one of the closest we've ever had. And so that's it for the Ginetta Juniors. We will see you next time for race 2 in the Formula Fords. Take care, guys.